Did you know Helen Keller was a socialist who supported eugenics and the deadly Bolshevik Revolution? Hold on, this sounds crazy, but I'm going to back it up with facts and tell you how I got here. I got here by noticing that the ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union, doesn't actually care about civil liberties anymore. I would say they've gone full-blown insane. Here's a quote from them during 2020 from an article titled "Government Intrusions on Civil Liberties During Pandemic Raises Risks Rewards," where the author rightfully realized the coronavirus pandemic has taken a huge toll on the civil liberties Americans hold dear, but for now, most civil libertarians aren't complaining. All kinds of constitutional liberties are being constrained right now. They are restricted because there's a reason to restrict them, says David Cole, National Legal Director of the American Civil Liberties Union. In a time like this, you have to defer substantially to public health experts. So in the minds of now radically left-wing ACLU, your civil liberties don't really matter during a pandemic. Seems a little suspicious, as pretty much everything they tweet. They don't seem like a bipartisan liberty union. To me, they seem like a psychotic activist that has gone so far insane. When I was liberal, I wouldn't have even recognized them. So I was checking out the ACLU and I saw that Helen Keller was one of the main founders. We all learned about Helen Keller in school, and God bless her, but I found out upon more research that she actually supported eugenics. In 1915, she wrote in favor of refusing life-saving medical procedures to infants with severe mental impairments or physical deformities, stating that their lives would not be worthwhile and they would likely become criminals. Keller also expressed concerns about human overpopulation. The Federalist quotes her saying, "A mental defective, on the other hand, is almost sure to be a potential criminal." And the irony of somebody who's deaf and blind wanting to eugenics anybody with physical or mental deformities is beyond me. And I mean beyond me. And it also says that Keller was a member of the Socialist Party. New York Times goes further and says that she was among the socialists who welcomed the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia in 1917, supporting the Bolshevik Revolution. Nice. That was led by Vladimir Lenin, who even National Geographic, which I would say has a left-wing bias at this point, wrote in an article, I quote, "Tens of thousands and possibly more than 1 million people were branded class enemies and detained in concentration camps or summarily executed. The terror cleared the way for decades of Soviet rule and state-sanctioned violence." Bet you didn't learn that in elementary school. So if things feel a little bit communist right now, it's because they probably are. And another thing people didn't learn in school is America helped the communists win World War II. And a lot of these global organizations that are running our life right now and superseding us on social media, and we're told on Facebook we're not even allowed to question sometimes, they were founded by communists too. Take a look. With a simple search, you can find out World War II, the chief allied powers were Great Britain, France, the Soviet Union, the United States, and China. Interesting. So who was the United Nations founded by? 4 months after the San Francisco Conference ended, the United Nations officially began on October 24th, 1945, when it came into existence after its charter had been ratified by China, France, the Soviet Union, the United Kingdom, and the United States, and by a majority of other signatories. Okay, so October 1945. Since we did it with the Soviet Union, who was leading them at the time? Well, look no further than Joseph Stalin. Here's a picture of Winston Churchill, Franklin D. Roosevelt, and Joseph Stalin at the Yalta Conference, February 1945. If you don't know much about Joseph Stalin, let's learn about the Holodomor, where Joseph Stalin starved millions of Ukrainians in a famine. Cruel efforts under Stalin to impose collectivism and tamp down on Ukrainian nationalism left an estimated of 3.9 million dead. This was caused when a dictator wanted both to replace Ukraine's small farms with state-run collectives and punish independent-minded Ukrainians who posed a threat to his totalitarian authority. And that's a communist staple. You own nothing. Private property doesn't exist. The state owns everything, because when the government takes control of everything, oh, you're going to be treated great, they tell you. It's never worked. It's always been a mistake in the past. Just give the government everything and they'll take care of you. Right. And if you remember, the United Nations starting was also with China, who was in control of China at the time. In 1945, the leaders of the Nationalist and Communist parties, Chiang Kai-shek and Mao Zedong, met for a series of talks on the formation of a post-war government. So that was right as Mao Zedong was in power and starting to get into even more power, where he went on to kill tens of millions of people. So in my perspective, the United Nations seems very communist in how they like to deal with things. It's not what I want. It doesn't reflect my policies, my politics, freedom, American values, etc. But now social media companies like Facebook and Google will prioritize them over me and will act like they're an authoritative force in which I can't question. And they're right. But I would say they're more of an authoritarian force, and with the help of multiple communists, they were implemented, just like the socialist-founded ACLU, who now isn't even hiding that if you lose more freedom like we did in 2020 than in my entire life, they don't even care. So my perspective, things are feeling very socialist and communist because they are socialist and communist. And after World War II, this seemed to be almost inevitable based on everything that happened. Let me know what you think in the comment section. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless America. And God bless the world. I appreciate you guys sharing my videos, especially because the authoritarians and psychopaths on social media don't want honest, freedom-loving perspective to thrive because they have the totalitarian, authoritarian, socialist, communist ideology of total control, in many cases abolishment of private property, and creating a serf, peasant, slave, and caste system where the average citizen does not have the First Amendment anymore. So thank you for supporting. It means the world to me. Thank you to everybody on patreon.com/raretalk that allows me to be here, and also everybody buying hats and shirts on godblesshats.com, also dreamrare.com. Pick your favorite domain. They both work. Have a great day. I'll be back with videos soon.
Looking at his Instagram, it really makes you think. Flow like an animal, they try to say I'm a radical cause I'm cool like Barry Manilow. They be some cannibals doing rituals, it's magical. Taking money out your capital, yeah. Predatory loans, taking out your home. Take a vaccine, chill. I don't want a pill, this is not a drill. I don't want a chip, I don't want a deal. I'll be independent, I like my amendments. I don't want to bend it, I don't want to sentence. I am on a vengeance, I will not regret it. I am not defenseless, all my friends protected, yeah. We let the enemy get too friendly. Now we quarantine like Julian inside the embassy. Pray, 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 pray. They sitting in their mansions looking at you like pray, 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 pray. I'm about to stop flirting, open up the Bible and pray, 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 pray. These rich elites got you caught in their teeth just like pray, 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 pray. They jealous cause I'm effective and that's a bioweapon. Viruses filled in my environment. Communism coming, I ain't talking about the firemen.